not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. I'm telling you.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time. And who can say if your love grows as your heart shows?
Okay, so a lot of us are more flexible than Terrence Crawford, okay? And like I just said, you want us to focus on one guy. It's not my fault that I can fight Sean, Danny,
another one,
Pacquiao,
another one,
Errol Spence,
another
and
one.
if I freaking feel like it,
Another
there's Mikey Garcia,
another one,
and Adrian
and
Broner.
another one.
There's Ugas. There's so
right.
Just to go get one check.
But it's not about a check. It's about
WBO,
legacy.
Which, if you really know boxing, a lot of people call it the WB no.
No, it's
you want to talk about the WBO? It's the WB no.
All right. What about
nobody wants?
Mission Control. We have a belligerent dumbass here that won't cooperate. Yeah, I'm doing all I can. I'm going to need you to send me in some backup. I don't know. It's acting sporadic, and I don't even know what it is.
You can't fuck with Red Glove on his war state. How about that?
I ain't really changed. It's the same old rebel. Still a radical. I'm passionate. It's just another level. AT told me I should fight back. They don't like that. Just know if you rock the boat, you better have a life raft. BJ told me I should fight back. They don't like that. Just know if you rock the boat, you better have a life raft.
What up, everybody in the YTBC? Big shout out to the UGC, hashtag Combat the Boxing, and the NBBC. When you get a chance, please go to the description box of this video. I put the links to all my brothers there. Please give them a listen. If you feel compelled to do so, please subscribe. Now I'm going to have to go in on Kieth. Now, anybody who has been a subscriber of mine for an extended period of time would know that I'm a Kieth Thurman fan. And I've always given Kieth Thurman benefit of the doubt. I can say that I've supported Kieth Thurman financially. You know, I paid for the pay-per-view that he had with Manny Pacquiao. I also went, you know, when he fought at the Sun Dome a couple years ago, I bought myself and my father a ticket. And then we invited my brother along, who also bought himself a ticket. So I've supported Kieth in many different ways. I made videos defending him. You know, when people said that he was, you know, that he faked an injury with the car crash, even though there was photographic proof that he had been in a car crash, and you know, it was reported that the airbag had been deployed. I went and I did research on airbag deployment and made a video about it, defending Kieth Thurman. So by no way, shape, or form am I a Kieth Thurman hater. But I have to go in on Kieth on this one. There's nothing I could defend here. Now, Kieth was recently on Akram Barak. They questioned him on fighting Terrence Bud Crawford, and he basically admitted that he's gonna duck him, saying bullshit like, is it my fault that I'm flexible and I could fight Ugas, Adrian Broner, of all names to throw out there, Adrian Broner. We're supposed to respect you for passing up a fight with Terrence Bud Crawford to fight Adrian Broner? Are you serious? Like, really? Rematches with Danny Garcia and Sean Porter and possibly Manny Pacquiao. Like, this is very disappointing to hear Kieth Thurman talk like this. One of the things that really stood out to me when listening to this interview, if that's what you want to call it, was He said nobody wants the WBO. And I find that to be quite interesting because there was a time where Kieth Thurman said that he wanted to be undisputed at welterweight. And I know this. I distinctively remember him saying that his goal was to become undisputed at welterweight. Now, in order to become undisputed, you have to have the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, and a fourth belt. That fourth belt being the WBO. So, Keith, you're full of shit. Because if at any point you wanted to be undisputed, you were going to need that WBO belt. You were going to have to want that WBO belt. I'm tired of these boxers coming up with any excuse not to fight a motherfucker. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you do for a living. Like, this shit is so fucking ridiculous. And then this dude coming off a loss has the nerve to say that Terrence Bud Crawford doesn't deserve a fight with him. Are you fucking serious? Kieth Thurman, you don't deserve me to be your fan, bruh. With this bullshit right here, you don't deserve it. And you know what? At this point, there is enough evidence to support the fact that Kieth Thurman is full of shit. Like, I honestly can't blame anybody for thinking that he faked the injury now. Because at one point he said that he wasn't interested in doing pay-per-views. That he didn't want the fans to have to pay out of their pockets, but yet he did a pay-per-view last year. And then he says he wants to be undisputed. All of a sudden, nobody wants the WBO belt, including himself. Full of shit, Keith. You don't got a lie to kick it. But you know what? I have a feeling that Keith's career is on its last legs. I really do. Because it really does look like he's lost the hunger. I mean, just listen to the way he's talking. He doesn't look like he's trying to get in any kind of fight shape anytime soon. He's ballooned up in weight. You know, it... Keith, you become a very big disappointment to me, man. Like, you know, I gave benefit of the doubt as much as I could, but this is just bullshit at this point. When it comes to boxing, okay, nobody's ever talked about sides of the street until recently. It's become a bullshit excuse. Now everybody wants to use that fucking excuse. Fuck that. You know, if you really want to fight, there's always a way to make it. There's always a way. But it's become very apparent that Kieth Thurman doesn't want to fight the best. He doesn't. I mean, I think at this point, not before I thought he wanted it for legacy, but at this point, I honestly think that he wanted the Manny fight because he was past his prime and he thought he could take him. Which, he was wrong about that. You know, and at this point, he would probably lose to Danny and Sean Porter, which they're duckers themselves. Danny's already said that the WBO's trying to paint a narrative that he's ducking Terrence Crawford. Well, no, they put you in position to fight for a world title. It's up to you whether or not you're going to fight for that world title. They ain't painting shit. You're painting that narrative all on your own. And then Sean Porter over here talking about that he's happy playing on his side on this side of the street. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, I lost some respect for Sean when I saw that interview. But Kieth Thurman, I've always been a very big Kieth Thurman fan. But you know what, Keith? You're not bigger than the sport of boxing. And other people might buy the bullshit. They might use mental gymnastics to make some kind of sense to somebody who doesn't know shit about boxing. But I see right through the bullshit. All right. If you didn't want that WBO belt, you would have never said that you wanted to be undisputed. You would have said that you were fine just getting the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC. But you didn't say that. You said you wanted to be undisputed. So I know you're full of shit. Just like you were full of shit about the pay-per-view comment. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, am I resigning as a Kieth Thurman fan? I think I kind of am. I think I kind of am. That, I'll be honest, that wasn't my intent when I started recording this, but as I speak, I think it's becoming more apparent. But fuck Kieth, man. Fuck him. Anyways, to all my subscribers, anybody watching my videos, or if you just so happen to stump on this video, hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace.
That's why I'm undefeated.